Amazon. It's a two-stage process going live. First of all, go live on where you normally go, which is YouTube and Facebook in my particular circumstances. And then it can now go live on Amazon. Okay, so that's it. If you get things in the right order, I should now be live on my Amazon page. I'm a little bit fuzzy. Just let me adjust something. And hopefully you'll see me again in a second. Okay, so that's it. And say hello to Chris. And Chris, the Amazon, thanks for joining me. As I said, first comment is important. The link to join me on Amazon is in the text at the top of this post. And you should then see me on the Amazon page. And I look forward to seeing you there. I'm just going to check on Facebook, a little bit of setting up. We're a few minutes early, so all is good. And I'm live on the live video hub. So I'm going to double click there. Amazon is in the text live and on the live video hub. You probably hear noises in the background. I'm just trying to stop that, click that. Okay, and I'm just going to wait for the Amazon page to load. So what I've decided is that when I do go live, I'm going to go live 3 or 4 minutes early, so I can get everything worked out. I don't think there's any. Right, okay, I'm actually live on Amazon, so there we have it. Welcome to today's broadcast. I wanted to have on Amazon Live, I want the Lights, Camera, Action broadcast on a Monday, which is all about the tech, and the tech I use every day of the week when I'm broadcasting live on Facebook, YouTube, and my website. But I do have other interests as well. And the second of those, which we're going to look at today, and welcome to the show if you're watching on Amazon Live. And this is Country Walking with Stephen. And that will scroll in a minute. Okay, I just need to get into my iPad again. Okay, and we're in the iPad. And Nick Wood started following you. Thank you, Nick. Okay, so this is Country Walking with Stephen. And it's one of the pleasures that we have at the weekend is that I don't broadcast the weekend, Angelika doesn't broadcast the weekend. We just go out and about in the countryside and enjoy. Now, what I'm going to show you over the course of the next 55 minutes or so is a little bit about Devizes, which is where I live, a little bit about Stonehenge and my walk there, a little bit about our local canal, which goes from Bristol to London, and our visit last weekend to the Courts Garden. So I've got some videos to play during the broadcast, but all of the videos that I'm going to show you were actually shot on mobile. And I've got a Samsung mobile phone, but the thing that made the difference is the gimbal, the Hohem gimbal, which allows me to actually, well, it steadies the camera so that when I'm actually shooting a video, it's watchable. If you were to do a video just holding your camera, then it's good for own personal use and recording things, but it's not good if you want people to actually watch it. Okay, if I'm watching a broadcast like Peter Stewart does, then I want to watch him traveling about in his local area in Aberdeen. I don't want to see the camera shaking or moving. And matter if you've got the camera in your hand, what you're actually doing is you're holding tight onto that camera so it doesn't slip out of your hand. And your concentration is not necessarily on where you're walking, it's actually on the camera and making sure it doesn't fall. So that's why you get a gimbal. You take the phone out of its case, you put it onto the gimbal, you switch the gimbal on, get everything lined up, and then you can walk about with the gimbal at arm's length and you don't need to worry about dropping it because you've got a firm hold of the grip on the gimbal. And when you're actually photographing, the resulting video is steady. Okay, now occasionally I'm going to trip over, might well trip over. I'm going to go over to the Amazon page and say hello to Chris. So I'm just saying hello to Chris on the Amazon page. Now, this is only my third show on Amazon, and I'm sort of feeling my way. The first show was a 30-minute test, which I did to make sure that everything worked, and I knew how everything worked. Then the next show I did on Monday with Marco Novo, and he taught me quite a lot on Monday's broadcast, and I'm putting those teachings into practice. We've gone live first time today. There's been no messing, straight live. But if back to the gimbal, once you've got a gimbal, what you want to do is you want to go out and use it straight away. So having got my gimbal from Amazon, I went out and about. And this is my first video, which I'm going to bring up on screen now. And I'm going to go picture in picture so that I'm just down in the corner. Now, as you can see, I am in the UK. Swindon, Marlborough are that way. Upavon is the same way. Devizes is the other way. And Roundway Hill, where a Civil War battle was fought, is off to the right somewhere. And if you want your car washing, I can recommend that hand car wash. Okay. So this was my first attempt. So I'm going to switch my microphone off and I'm going to play a clip from the video. Now, all the videos that I'm actually showing you today are live on YouTube, and I'll put the links in afterwards. So without further ado, I'm going to be quiet. Right, I can see from the Amazon site that it's saying that video is unavailable, which is interesting because it is my video, and well, these things are sent to try us. Anyway, that was my first trip out, and hopefully the other videos that I'm going to show you will actually play, and I'm going to keep an eye on this. This is a learning experience. And I do need to perhaps make a few more changes, but this will become a regular broadcast every Wednesday at 7 p.m. in the UK, 2 p.m. Eastern, and we'll be talking about using tech when you go walking and the equipment you need when you actually go walking as well. So, as my first video didn't work, I'm going to bring another video up, and I'm going to take that video off. I'm going to bring this video up, and I'm going to take myself off full screen. I'm going to go picture in picture, and hopefully he said, this is going to be fun. Call it an experiment. I'm going to switch my microphone off and play the video. YouTube site itself is maintained by English Heritage. Okay. All right. Success. The video is working. We're off. We're on a walk. One of the joys of having the weather today, like it is that there's nobody else doing this. As you can see, as far as you can see ahead, there's nobody else walking with us today. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take you straight on the walk. You should be able to recognise where I'm headed. And there is one of the aforementioned buses actually heading straight towards us. Now, as always with these walks, and I'm going to be doing quite a few this year, I have no idea whether this is actually broadcasting on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter and my website. I cannot, as you'll understand, see the comments. I can just about see where I'm going. So I will answer the comments once we return from wherever we're going. And I shall sit down with a coffee and remember the day that I was foolish enough to actually set out in the rain and show you something rather special. But I can, right, okay. Now I've just twigged. They said that there's matting, might be slippy today, so I'm not sure how close we're going to get. We should try though. Okay, if the rain gets too hard, then this transmission will just stop and we'll wait for another fine day as we head towards summer and opening up the UK. England starts tomorrow, and I think we're all looking forward to one step nearer normality. And it's just the freedom to get out and about. Now if we turn around slowly, I'll just pan. You can see this is farmland, and if I go around slowly you can see that we've left the visitor centre behind. Looks like an airport, doesn't it? But that's the new visitor centre. The road that I'm walking on at the moment used to be the main road via Stonehenge. I've said it now, you know where we're going. We're going to Stonehenge. And this was the main roadway. And they decided, English Heritage decided, that they would actually develop a new visitor centre, which you saw behind me a moment ago, and that would serve. But also they wanted to return Stonehenge to something like it was 4,000 years ago. So the only traffic that can get anywhere near close to Stonehenge are the authorised buses, and it's all included in the price. The price at the moment is around about £28 or $40 to visit for the day. If you'd booked in for today, then yeah, you can get the best of English weather. So this road was closed and a new road was constructed further away from Stonehenge, so the buses can use this road, but no other traffic can. So it's effective, this private road. And the thing is that, as you can see from where we are, we can't actually see Stonehenge, and only when we get beyond the woods will we actually see the henge itself. But this is the exact walk that you would take. It's about just short of 0.8 of a mile to actually walk from the visitor centre up. On a fine day you'll find people promenading along here because it's quite a good walk, because there's no other traffic, just the odd bus coming past, and it's good to get out in the fresh air and get some steps, which is one of the reasons that I'm actually doing these broadcasts, combining the broadcasts with actually getting some steps. Now there are 3 footpaths that you can take. We've gone past one of them, it's on the left hand side, and then in a moment we'll come to one on the right hand side. But given the weather today, you'll forgive me for actually staying on the road. Again, just a reminder, if you're watching live, thank you. but I cannot see your comments at the moment, understandably. And that was very true. That was quite a special day, and it was. I'll show you the end of the video later, or perhaps next week. The ability to actually go out and film is important, because not only are you recording your own memories of the day, but you're creating a video which people can watch. And people all over the globe can watch that video on YouTube and on Facebook, and I think on Twitter as well. You're actually creating history, you're recording history, because you're showing the place as it was on the day you actually went out and recorded it. And that is so important. In 20 years' time, somebody hopefully will see that video and say, it doesn't look like that now, and things have changed. This is especially true of cityscapes and towns. If you make a video in your own town and you're walking around, you've got a phone on the gimbal, and you're telling a story, you're telling your own stories about the area you're in, and it can be somewhere you live, or it can be somewhere that you're actually just visiting. Yeah. And you're recording history, and it's not just personal, it's for everybody. Now, the other thing that you can see on the screen at the moment below me is the Fitbit. Now, I've been using Fitbits, and just to prove it, hopefully you can see that. That is my Fitbit, and my Fitbit is telling me that it needs its battery charging, so I'll do that tonight. But I have worn a Fitbit for the last 8 years, and it's the best get fit device going. When you buy a Fitbit, you're buying not just the hardware. The hardware will tell you how many steps, how many miles you've walked in a day, how much water you've drunk, what your heart rate is, and it will keep track of those things. But my target is to do 10,000 steps a day, which is 5 miles a day, which is 8 kilometers a day. And that keeps me fit. I only have to walk that distance to stay in shape. I don't need to do any extra exercise at all. I can eat normally and do, including pizza and meat, as we were talking about earlier. But the Fitbit measures your activity, and it tells you, if your heart rate goes too high, it will tell you. Okay. It keeps you focused. We've got to have a goal. My goal each day is to do those steps in between going live, and it keeps you on track. Now, the other thing is that having a Fitbit is a personal thing, but it's also a group thing. Once you have a Fitbit, then you can join first of all, you can have contacts. If you have contacts, you can see how many steps they're doing a day. So you get a league table, and basically you can actually track other people's health, because you can see the steps that they've done in the last 7 days, and you know whether they've been active or not. And if they're active, you know that they're well. Okay, it's not a race. It is not a race. It's just knowing that people are actually doing steps every day. So you've got friends, and you can follow those friends just as they can follow you. But it then goes a stage further. You can get together with a group of people, and you can challenge each other. Now, I take part in weekday challenges and in weekend challenges, and basically this is to get to the top of the leaderboard. This is to push yourself to actually overtake the people who you're actually doing it with, or to keep pace with them, or to encourage them. The other part is the encouragement. Whenever somebody has a good day, then I congratulate them. Yeah, and you're helping people to keep fit. And we've only got this one body, so you've got to look after it, and you've got to keep fit. And walking is the simplest form of exercise there is. Now, I'm not going to preach too much, but I'm just going to say that a Fitbit, that's the one I have. And there's also this one as well. Okay, just let me press the button. Okay, that's now highlighted. So that Fitbit, basically, I've been using it for 8 years. It's reliable, because it's not I've had cheaper versions, I have to say. And the cheaper versions, I had to, from China, I had one which was offered to me, and I said I'll try it out, and it's nowhere near the quality of a Fitbit. So I'm a Fitbit. In future shows, I'll obviously look at Garmin's, but it is a Fitbit for me, and I am a Fitbit person. Now, the other thing that's important to me is the countryside. And we have a magazine in the UK which is called Country Walking, and you can see there it's $3.99. Because everything in Country Walking is about what's happening in the UK. If you're interested in what's happening in the UK and the places you can visit, because England's got to be on your bucket list, then Country Walking magazine will show you the areas where we can go walking. We're blessed with footpaths which crisscross the country. We've got Hadrian's Wall, you can walk that. We've got the Pennine Way, you can walk that. With so many different, and we've got new paths coming all the time. We have a situation where in the 1960s, some of our railways were closed down. They had a rationalisation of railways, and they closed down part of the railways. They became disused, and now, and we're hoping to see Peter Stewart take us on a tour of one in Aberdeen, they are now becoming walkways and cycle paths. So we're looking forward to say hello to Corinda, who's joined us on Facebook. This show, just to confirm what this show is about, this show is Country Walking with Stephen. Our topic for today is walking, not tech. I am not doing tech today, so I'm not doing tech questions. I'm not in tech mode. Okay, I kept it a secret, Corinda. If you look up above, you'll see the link on Amazon. You can actually watch me on Amazon if you wish. Though I can't see the comments on Amazon. Let's do a quick visit over to Amazon. And yes, I'm still live on Amazon. That's good. It's always good to check every so often. It shows I'm live on here. So this is an experimental show. This is not a show about tech. This is a show about walking and health and about the English countryside. And Country Walking is a magazine which will tell you all about the English countryside. And you can subscribe and get it on a regular basis, or you can get the one-off issue, which is what I've highlighted today. Right, so I'm all into walking. I'm also in now to actually shooting video while I'm out and about. So I've got my gimbal, and we saw that earlier. I've got my mobile phone, and I go out and about, and you just see me at Stonehenge. We're going to leave Stonehenge behind, and I just need to hide that and bring this up on screen. And I'm going to go take that off. I'm going to go solo. So my second video today, we're lucky. We live in the Wiltshire countryside. We've got Stonehenge, we've got Avebury, we've got Salisbury, but we also have the Kennington Avon Canal. Now, the canal links Bristol with London, and it was originally built for trade. Goods would come by ship from America and into Bristol, the docks at Bristol, and then from Bristol, they would be conveyed, still on water, by canal to their destination in London. Now, Devizes is on the canal. Devizes has the longest locks in the UK, 27 locks in one series, which drop about 1,000 feet. But this is me going out and about, and well, I'm going to stop talking now. Let's switch me off and play the video. Well, it's just brilliant to actually just get out of the house and go for a walk in any direction, and you're out in the countryside. As long as you keep a watch of people in front of you and people behind you. Cyclists usually shout out. Runners you can hear as well, as we did earlier. but you can sense we're coming up to the boatyard, and this is a repair centre for boats. It's like a garage for boats. So the boats are brought here and repaired, whatever the repair happens to be. The pub on my left hand side, which you might be able to hear, is the Hourglass. It's open, and people are enjoying actually being sat outside drinking a pint in family groups. Okay, so coming towards the end of today's walk. It's good to get back in the stride of actually making these videos. There'll be lots made this summer, and this is sort of the ideal weather. It's about 19 degrees, which is 60 Fahrenheit, and it's ideal for walking. And this time of day we don't actually see too many people, so I may do this more often. Although that said, most of my shows are at 5 o'clock, so we just have to see. But it would be good to actually get out in the afternoon and just walk. And the dog's found us. I hope it can't swim, is all I'm saying, because it's on the other side of the canal. Hello. Thank you. Oh dear. You may have been able to hear that on the microphone. The microphone can't stop everything. But this is the boat repair yard, Devizes Marina Village. And if you're not actively navigating the canals, then you can bring your boat here. As you can see at the back, there are lots of boats here. I can't see what you can see, but you can see the boats, canal barges, all moored up, all waiting for their owners. It's like a boat car park, really. Car park and repair centre. And now, pace of life boating on a canal is very slow. As I say, you're going 4 to 5 miles an hour, and 5 miles an hour, so you put your foot down, so you're not going to go too fast. Okay, now, do we get to the next bridge or not? That's the question. I need a bridge that I can cross to take me back. I think in terms of recording, about 30 minutes is the right length to keep my interest and your interest. If you watched live today, if you watched Thank you, Chris. I'm going to oh, good. This is the joy of life. Hopefully I've got sound now. That was my problem. One of the things that you can use, and it's featured now, is aftershocks earphones, which both Chris and I have. And those are the earphones. And the beauty of them is that when you put them on, your ears can still hear all surrounding sounds. Now, if you're walking around town, that's especially important. If you're a jogger or a walker, then having a headset where you get good quality sound and you can still hear what's going on is important. And it's a blessing. I mean, the actual price of the headphones is very reasonable. And I think Chris has got 2 pairs. These are the best headphones that I've ever come across. You can wear them for 2-3 hours and not feel there's no discomfort at all. And you can hear whatever is playing through the Bluetooth earphones and still hear everything that's going on around you. Now, I love the sound quality of these, and I can but recommend them. As you can see, I actually have them, and they are such lightweight, flexible, rechargeable with the standard cable, and you can adjust the volume, and it's not got a microphone on it. You don't need a microphone on it. It's just got the ability to actually listen to music whilst you're out walking or jogging and you're not filming. So I wear these when I go out for a walk, and when I'm doing a timed walk, then it makes the time just go so quickly because you're listening to music. So I've got my favorite playlist on my phone, my earbuds connected to my phone, so I can listen to Spotify, I can listen to Google Music, I can listen to Amazon Music whilst I'm out walking, and around the house as well. When I'm broadcasting, if I wanted, I could switch off the sound and just use the earbuds instead. Okay, and earbuds are important when you've got more than one person on the show. As we know, when you're broadcasting, there's more than one person on the show, then you've got to have something which is going to stop the echoing. And these actually prevent echo because the noise is not, the sound is not being reflected back to you from your microphone. Okay, so that was a walk along Kennington Canal, which, as I said, goes from Bristol to London. It fell into disrepair because obviously, as soon as they finished the canal, a few years after that, steam engine was invented, railways began. Isambard Kingdom Brunel built a railway line which went from Bristol to London. And even in the early days, the transport by train was faster than going by canal. So eventually, all the trade on the canal died out. It just stopped. It went into disrepair. The lock gates went into disrepair. The pathway went into disrepair. And then groups of volunteers dotted between Bristol and London decided that they would clean up their own area. The result is that the Kennington Canal is now, if you're into canal boats, is a great place to go on holiday, because people come from all around the UK and abroad to actually spend a week on a canal boat, travel along the canal at a leisurely pace. Canal boats go between 3 and 4 miles an hour, so you can actually walk faster than a boat. And what you do, you go from one mooring spot to another. So generally you find that mooring spots are outside public houses, and people moor at the public house and then they go and have a meal in the restaurant. Yeah, and it's a great way to chill and have a holiday, not have to cook, and everything's taken care of by the local inns, which are strategically situated along the canal. So canal walking is something I enjoy. We're very fortunate that I can just go half a mile in two different directions and meet up with the canal and then just set off walking. And with the exception of the locks, they are flat. So it's a great place to actually go walking. Okay, now I said that I like to get out and about, and I'm hopeful that this video will work as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hide the video that's there at the moment and bring up a new video. And again, this is all about walking. This is about filming while you're walking, about recording things. And I did this video and then I posted it on the wall of the National Trust, and it's on their wall now too. So you can actually do a lot of things with video. So this is a hidden gem, and hopefully you're going to see it in a second. Yes, you are. I'm going to go picture in picture. Now this is the Quartz Garden in Wiltshire, which is now fully open, and I'm going to take you on a sort of 10-minute guided tour. The whole video is about 20 minutes. It's on YouTube. I'll put the links in afterwards if you're watching on Facebook. But I'm going to switch my microphone off and just press play as we all enjoy a walk through the Quartz Garden in Wiltshire. And I'm actually going to show you the gardens, which are immaculate. Lawns, the flowers off to the side, and people enjoying a day out in the sun. When we set off it was raining, so to be here now enjoying the garden. And that's Angelika over there on the other side, keeping away from what I'm doing. There's a pan round and just walk down the length of the garden, and it's just great to be out and about. I mean, we're 2 weeks away from being totally released. Excuse me, sorry. But these gardens are just totally, thank you, totally amazing. And this is just a short tour of the gardens as we see Angelika again. Hello. Okay, now in here, I'm going to go in here, is a statue. I wish I could actually, because you never know what you're going to find. Is a statue, and there's no inscription. Well, there is an inscription on it, but it's rather faded. So there you have, in the Quartz Garden, a little area which has been set aside. Of course, this was once, incredibly, this area and that house over there were part of an industrial estate, and there was a factory here, and the factory was closed and went into disrepair, and the property was then turned into a house with a magnificent garden, and we can see the bamboo here. And if I go through here, again, this is a mystery tour. I know where I'm going, but you don't. So hopefully through the bamboo and along the path, the steps, and then I'm going to turn around, give people their freedom. Try not to photograph people. We're actually looking at things, but this is just the most amazing garden. Okay, just a note, little advertisement. Marco Nova and I will be live on Amazon Live on Monday at 4 p.m. in the UK and Portugal, 11 a.m. Eastern, and we're talking about cameras on Amazon Live. And the idea tomorrow is that I get my first badge by actually broadcasting for about an hour, and then join my friends Marco, Brigetti and Nick as Amazon Live broadcasters. She's totally amazing. Okay, now these gardens are actually full of little nooks and crannies. And if we go back, just get an idea of how the gardens are actually laid out. They have full-time gardens here to look after everything. And I'm just going to go up here and then turn turn left and go down, mind the step, to these floral borders. Now there are three reasons I'm actually doing this. One, because I can. I'm actually using my mobile phone, which is an Android, and going live on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch and YouTube on my website. But I'm recording it for memory's sake as well as getting some steps. And this is a great way to actually get exercise and to record. So I'm going to go down to the end of here. And we're going to head, having looked at this, which way shall we go? Tell you what, we'll head back so you can see the flower beds from the other side and the house. And it's a very compact garden, but it's got an orchard. It's got an area for children to play. It doesn't have a cafe at the moment because of COVID. The previous person who ran the cafe has just given up. So this year we have a mobile establishment with coffee and ice cream, which I guess we'll be visiting shortly. Let's head down this way, come to the gate, and this area, not all areas of the garden are open at the moment. So we can't actually go through this gate, it's been tied up. But the flowers this time of year are absolutely beautiful. Don't ask me to name any of them. I'm just telling you that the borders here, now you may have seen photographs that I've taken in the past of these areas. I'm going to turn left here and hopefully catch up with people. But as you can see, it's a great place for children to actually come. And to actually make a garden from what was